2019 was an exciting year for the smartphone industry, with new folding phones and high refresh rate displays. But in 2020, there will be lots of exciting tech that I'm super excited for, and you should be too. Here are the top 3 gadgets that will be coming out in 2020. What I'm most excited for in 2020 is the Galaxy Fold 2. So as you know, the original Galaxy Fold was a cool concept, and though it seemed cool in theory, in practice it wasn't really usable as a day-to-day phone for everyone. Then the Motorola Razr was released, and it was praised for its smaller, compact form factor and potentially more usability for the average user. But this phone has lower mid-range specs and a disappointing camera setup. I think the Galaxy Fold 2 will solve these problems by adopting the clamshell design like the Moto Razr, but then including top-of-the-line specs and some Samsung flair for just that extra design tweaks. The Galaxy Fold 2 is also rumored to have a stronger display, as well as a much more affordable price point. Now, the Galaxy Fold is $2,000, which is basically unaffordable for most people. The Galaxy Fold 2 is rumored to have closer to a $1,000 price point, so around the price of your average flagship nowadays, which I think is a lot more acceptable for this new cutting-edge technology. The next tech item that I'm really excited for is the Samsung Galaxy S11. Now, the S10, S10 Plus, and S10e are all great phones, but they're not standout flagship phones, and they don't have any really special features except a headphone jack. The Galaxy S11 is rumored to be a huge upgrade with this new 5 or 6 camera setup, as well as a 5000 mAh battery and a 120Hz display, which will make for a really smooth experience. The Galaxy S11 may also have basically no bezels, or at least a much smaller camera hole than the current Galaxy S10 series. Overall, I think the Galaxy S11s are going to be some of the best phones of 2020, even if they're going to be really big. If you're considering buying an S10 right now, I would recommend waiting until next year, because you might be disappointed if you spend your money on this before the new features come out. The third and final gadget that I'm really excited for next year is the iPhone 2020. Now, back when the iPhone X was released, it was a pretty new design. But then, Android sort of took over and are now releasing these super clean, basically bezel-less displays, and Apple's displays sort of look old and outdated now, especially on the new iPhone 11 Pro, with that huge notch and pretty thick bezels. The iPhone 2020, I think, will have either no notch or at least a much smaller one, and hopefully thinner bezels. I'm also expecting at least a 90Hz display or possibly a 120Hz to match the iPad. And I also expect that we're either going to get USB-C or a portless iPhone, which could bring some interesting developments for the table, because, you know, Android does tend to copy Apple products after a few years. Overall, the iPhone 2020 should also be a really exciting gadget, and I would definitely be really excited for it. So these are my most exciting gadgets of 2020. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. This is Authentic Tech Reviews. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.